Hey guys, and welcome to the Extreme Bows channel, home of the original XB3 and hookshot designs, often imitated, never duplicated. Today I would like to talk about the revolutionary XB3 crossbow that I designed. This crossbow is equipped with 3 easily interchangeable magazines that shoot 3 different types of projectiles: 6.3-inch arrows, 7.5-inch arrows, and steel balls. After we check out what's inside the box, we'll move on to a general installation along with the basic functionality of the device. So let's start by taking a look at what's inside the box. First thing you'll see is a 6.3-inch arrow magazine. It has a Picatinny rail on the top, 2 on each side of the magazine, and 1 on top of the muzzle. Next, you'll see the 7.5-inch arrow magazine, which has Picatinny rails both on each side of the magazine, along with on top of the muzzle. Next, you will see this is the ball magazine, which is fed through the top, and you have a Picatinny rail on the back and on top of the muzzle as well. Next is the crossbow body, semi-automatic. This is the adjustable stock, which can be adjusted by pulling down on the thumb screw and adjusting it to where you want it to feel comfortable the most. You will also get some parts that will go to put together the bow limb on the crossbow, which is all included inside of the manual, which here is the manual itself, and you will see it's got illustrated instructions along with some target practice sheets that you can tear off in the back. Comes with the bow limb and bow tips. This is the crossbow table mount or wall mount that you can use to display your crossbow when you're not using it. Here is the bow string, and we will include extra bow tips along with the bow string. We will throw in a holographic sight. This holographic sight includes the batteries, and you can either turn the red dot green or red, whichever suits you the best. Last but not least, you will receive the ammo starter pack. Within this starter pack, you will get 25 steel balls, you will get 5 6.3-inch arrows with steel tips, and you will also get 5 7.5-inch arrows with steel tips. All these parts are backed by a 12-month warranty, so you can enjoy knowing we have your back in case anything does happen. Well, that's pretty much the contents of the box. We'll go ahead and move on to the general installation of the XB3. Moving on to the basic installation of the XB3, we are going to install the stock onto the body. If you look at the back of the handle, you'll see that there is a pre-installed screw. We are going to take that screw out using the included Allen tool. But to save time, I'm going to use my trusty dusty Dremel screwdriver. Let's go ahead and take out the pre-installed screw. Now keep in mind that these nuts on the back side are press fit, and they may or may not fall out when you take the screw out, which this one has. No big deal. We're just going to put that nut back in when it's time to do so. Next, let's take our stock and we are going to slide it in the back of the handle like so. And we are going to replace the screw in that screw hole. Go ahead and place our screw in. Turn it around and we are going to place our nut back in the hole. And then we are going to lock it down. And there you have it. We have now attached our stock to our crossbow. Let's take a look at how to mount and dismount the magazine. If you take a look at your crossbow body, and in the front you'll see a thumb screw. This is a magazine locking thumb screw that is pre-installed. Let's start by removing that thumb screw just by twisting it, sliding it out. Now whichever magazine that you choose, if you look at the back end, you'll see a male locking mechanism. Inside the body there is a female locking mechanism that the magazine slides into. So what we want to do is take our body and then take our magazine, put it inside the body at a 45-degree angle, locking the male into the female mechanism. Once you do that, we're going to just lower the front into the saddle right here. Once you've done that, take your thumb screw and we are going to just simply replace it. Locking down the new magazine into the body. And all you want to do is pretty much snug it up. You don't really want to tighten it too bad. And there you go. Essentially, dismounting the magazine is the same fashion. You would loosen the thumb screw, removing it completely from the body. Take your crossbow and lift up on the front end of the magazine first, sliding the rear out, just like so. And that is how you mount and dismount the magazine. To load the 6.3-inch arrow magazine with arrows, if you take a look at the front, you will see an orange tab. We are going to simultaneously lift up and push inward to unlock. And I will demonstrate that now. Press up and inward, and it will unlock the arrow pusher. You will go ahead and take the arrows that you want to use and go ahead and load them inside the magazine, making sure that they lay flat. And with the 6.3-inch magazine, you can hold up to 14 arrows. Once you've loaded up all your arrows, you simply just want to press down on the arrow lock until you hear it snap and lock. Once you've done that, you are ready to go. To load the 7.5-inch arrow magazine, if you look in the back of the magazine, you will see this orange tab. We are going to lift up and push inward simultaneously, unlocking the arrow pusher, and I'll demonstrate that now. Press up and inward, and it will unlock the arrow pusher. You are then going to load up to 8 7.5-inch arrows into the magazine. Once you've done that, you're going to simply close the arrow pusher until you hear it snap shut and lock. Just like so. When loading the ball magazine, all you have to do is open up the trap door in the front by sliding it back, and you can put up to 150 steel balls inside the magazine. Once you're done, close it, and you are ready to go. Attaching the bow limb is quite simple. All you will need is the rubber sleeve for the bow limb, the stoppers for the bow limb, and the limb itself. What you want to do is you want to lower the foregrip, exposing the bow chamber. Once you've done that, let's take our bow limb and take our rubber sleeve, and we are going to center it in the middle of the bow limb, like so. Once you've done that, let's take our crossbow with our foregrip open, exposing the bow chamber here. And we are going to slide our bow inside just like so, making sure that the limb is centered with the crossbow itself. Once we've done that, if you take your bow stoppers, and if you see, it has arrows on the bottom of each stopper. The arrows need to be oriented to point towards the front of the crossbow. And if you look on the bottom, there's these little tabs. If you look at the bottom of the crossbow, you'll see these tabs that match. What you want to do is take your bow stopper with the arrow pointing towards the front of the arrow or crossbow, and we are going to just slide the stoppers in just like so. We're going to do the same on the other side. Make sure you squeeze them in till they're nice and snug. And that is how you attach the bow limb to the crossbow. Let's talk about mounting the bow string to the bow limb. We want to start with all the magazines off. We don't want any magazines on the crossbow. Once we've taken all the magazines off, let's take our bowstring with one end mounted to one end of the bow limb. Go ahead and take our other end of the bowstring and feed it through this slot in the middle of the crossbow right here. What we're going to do is feed it all the way through and pull it out the other side. Now once we've done that, we want to take our string and give it about 10 to 12 twists. And the reason that we twist the string is ultimately to have more tension in the bow limb. By having more tension in the bow limb, it will actually bring the string back a couple millimeters. If for any reason the string catcher does not catch the string when cocking the device, you will have to unmount one end of the string from the bow limb, give it a couple extra more twists, and remount it to the bow limb. And now I will show you how to mount this end of the bowstring to this end of the bow limb. If you do not have a crossbow stringer, then the best way to string the crossbow is to put it nose down on a soft surface. Use one foot to put pressure on one side of the bow limb, and using both hands we are going to pull back on the bow limb and then string the bow limb with the string. Just like so. Alright guys, just to go over a couple of the functions that the crossbow has. It does have an adjustable stock, which you can adjust by pulling down on the thumb screw, and you can adjust the stock where you'd like it. How you cock the device is you pull down on the foregrip, releasing it from the body, then you're going to extend the foregrip all the way out until the string catcher catches the string. Once that is done, you're going to pull back the foregrip, locking it into the body, and you are ready to fire. That's pretty much it, guys. That is the XB3. They're really fun to have, so don't miss your opportunity to own one. You can check it out at extremebows.com. That's XTREMEBOWS.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next design.